Earl Simmons, a rapper best known by his stage name DMX, passed away in April 2021 in White Plains Hospital in White Plains, New York, 1 week after having a heart attack. Fortunately enough, it happened not before exposing Diddy for the nasty man that he is and how poorly he treated the late Biggie Smalls. He even told and narrated in interviews how Puff Diddy molested the late rapper. But is that true? And does this mean DMX knew about Diddy's gay rumors? That's what we're delving into in today's video. But of course, before I spill anything, make sure first that you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more updates and videos like this. Now, let's jump in. DMX's career, which spanned over 2 decades, was plagued with legal issues, tabloid headlines, and substance addiction issues. He was one of the most popular hardcore rappers to ever break into the mainstream, and his forceful, urgent, impassioned artistic style had a profound cultural impact that went far beyond his core fan base. In one of his earliest interviews, DMX discussed his experience with Biggie, which he remembers with sadness because of the confession the hypnotized hitmaker made to him. Interested yet? Stay with us then, we're only getting started. Midway through the 1990s, DMX arrived just as hip-hop was starting to gain popularity as a commercialized global phenomenon, a gritty counter-story to the glossy, big-budget polish of the era's most popular rap was what DMX had to offer as a rapper with a rough voice. In addition, he revived the Def Jam Records label, unwittingly served as Jay-Z's own successful breakthrough model, and established himself as a charismatic film star in films like Belly Romeo, Must Die, and Exit Wounds. However, DMX is still best known for his riveting music these days, which matched his strong machismo with an emotional authenticity that resonated all across the world. They were happy about getting signed first, and they were on Benjamins and things were going great. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him, and took all their publishing and molested them, said DMX in one of his interview clips about Biggie and Diddy's real relationship. But that isn't all. Biggie told him about how Puff Daddy molested him while appearing in an interview ahead of the release of his 2012 album Undisputed the Rapper. He reminisced back to his unsigned artist days and shared a story about nearly signing a record deal with Bad Boy, but being overlooked in favor of the Logs. You know, the Logs, who signed before I did. They were a safer group, said DMX. DMX went on to explain how Damian D. Rock Butler set up a meeting between himself and Diddy, but Diddy passed on signing him because he didn't feel that DMX was a marketable artist. But as it turns out, after it became pretty obvious that Diddy had a thing for men, many critics now believe Diddy overlooked DMX because he didn't find him attractive enough to satisfy his physical appetite. The thing I respect about Puff was that he told me to my face. He said my voice is too rough. I'm not marketable. I've got to respect that, he stated. In the same interview, DMX also shared his fond memories of Biggie and explained how Biggie helped him appreciate a smile. I never saw Biggie smile until after he passed away. It was in the Hypnotized video, said DMX. When I saw it, I was like, wow. He was really enjoying his life, and it got taken away from him. It was then that I cherished a smile. Biggie then allegedly revealed that he had been subjected to carnal harassment by Diddy during their meeting. There is undoubtedly some truth to Diddy's treatment, as it has been reported by far too many people who were close to them at the time. In his most recent song, Oracle 2, Standing on Bodies, rapper and former Bad Boy musician Mace openly criticizes his former boss and colleague Sean Diddy Combs for treating Biggie Smalls unfairly both before and after his demise. Mace continues to criticize Diddy's persona by bringing up his claimed economic transgressions and his purported lack of support for artists who were once associated with the Bad Boy label. According to reports, Mace also accused Diddy in the new song of taking advantage of the kids of the late Notorious B.I.G. I'm only saying what you really work. You ain't no architect, you just know how to market death, Mace said in an interview. Pertaining to Diddy, he implied that Biggie was at the pinnacle of the music business when he was assassinated in a drive-by shooting in March 1997, only a few weeks before the release of his album Life After Death. At least a decade has passed since the beginning of the open feud between his erstwhile friend and label partner Mace. At that point, Mace turned to Instagram to charge Diddy with questionable and shocking unethical business practices. The allegations followed Diddy's moving address at the Clive Davis pre-Grammys dinner, in which he declared that was now for the artist. Mace then said Diddy tarnished his name, but he had to put a smile on his face and continue to perform to please the public. This in context relates to what DMX said about Diddy's treatment of Biggie. He would mistreat you behind closed doors and expect you to smile in the eyes of the public. For example, you still got my publishing from 24 years ago in which you gave me $20,000, which makes me never want to work with you, as any artist wouldn't after you know someone is robbing you and tarnishing your name when you don't want to comply with his horrendous business model, Mace lamented. Long-standing allegations that Diddy takes advantage of his musicians were revived in 2021 when he wrote an open letter criticizing corporate America for not supporting black media. Even worse, the creator of Bad Boy is rumored to expect romantic advances from every employee of his record company, and Biggie was no exception. Hugh Parker of R&B group 112 blasted the Bad Boy CEO shortly after Mace called him out, alleging that he not only shared Mace's contract but was also attempting to break it. If you're going to be the face of black excellence, there's some actions that I'm going to challenge you to make. It's a lot of things out here that you can make right with a lot of people who contributed to your wealth, he said at the time. Aside from DMX and Mace, 50 Cent is another industry giant who had publicly and consistently accused Diddy of not only exploiting his artists financially but also physically. The treatment of Biggie, a man he holds in high regard, must have hurt 50 Cent the most. 50 previously stated that Diddy demanded for $2 million to release the Harlem rapper from his contract with Bad Boy, caused Mace's 2005 move to G-Unit Records to fall. 50 would only spend $1 million. In 2009, Mace was released from the contract for a year, following Mace's interruption of Diddy's interview with Atlantis v. 103. Diddy was forced to sign his contract live on television. He is currently exerting the same kind of public pressure to regain his publishing after permanently departing the label in 2012. Biggie, according to his mother, was too young at the time to understand that Diddy was merely trying to use and manipulate him. In an effort to be released from their Bad Boy contract, the members of the Lox, Jadakiss, Styles P, and Sheek Louch launched the Free the Lox campaign in 1999. The group believed that Diddy's singles and his glitzy videos with lots of sparkling suits didn't fit their image. They desired to sign with the more challenging Rough Riders label, which had its headquarters in Yonkers and was home to DMX. Diddy finally released them from their contract, but by keeping half of their song publishing, he continued to have influence over them. When an artist's music is featured in films, television shows, video games, and other commercial endeavors, the person in charge of that artist's publishing still makes money. That remaining grip led to a contentious 2005 argument on New York's Hot 97, where Styles P told Diddy, "We made one record with you. It's 10 years later and you still got half of our publishing," the rapper said. He also alleged that Diddy had a bunch of artists whose careers never went right with him. So yeah, without directly saying it, Diddy might be the devil. He might indeed be a carnal predator and financial swindler. All those artists cannot make up these stories, can they? What do you think? That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.